Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising, here is your tarot reading for the week ahead. A big warm welcome if you're returning to the channel, and a hello if you're new. If you are, let me know in the comments below. And as ever, take what's helpful, leave what isn't. Tarot is always intended to inspire, uplift and empower rather than dictate or tell you what you have to do or should be doing. So just an exploration of the energies that may be coming up for you next week, Pisces. If for those that watched the video last week, they'll remember, and particularly with the roundup, in almost all the readings that I did last week, the pentacles were appearing in reverse. The same is happening again for you again. The same is happening this time, Pisces. The pentacles reversed is indicative of ungroundedness. For those things that we hold steadfast, those things that give us a sense of security, a sense of stability, routine, dedication, those things perhaps coming into shift. It's not all bad news by any means, because your reading opens with the Knight of Pentacles, which arguably is the most grounded, most centered, most stable energy. So you may be thinking, well, why have you just mentioned all of this sense of ungroundedness? Well, the cards that follow are the Nine of Pentacles, the Magician and the Three of Pentacles, all in reverse. Therefore, that you may find that there are external factors that are leaving you feel as though the rug is being slightly pulled beneath your feet. That doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, anything untoward is happening by any stretch of the imagination. This could just be a feeling, a sense. As you are Pisces, and with slap bang in the middle of Pisces season, there tends to be this emphasis around dreams, the subconscious, all of those wonderful qualities that you embody, being able to slightly have your head in the clouds and all of those great things. It seems perfectly fitting, actually, as we have the Seven of Cups 2, which is literally the clouds. Therefore, you may just be left with a slight sense of confusion this week and not entirely sure as to where you're placing your feet. Feet, in spiritual terms, is an expression of where we have it in our language of unsure-footedness, or 1 foot up, 1 foot down. This, if you ever want to see how calm and centered somebody feels, look at their feet. I know that may sound a bit strange, but if you're at a party and you see somebody's feet, if they're crossed over or they're jiggling from one foot to another, again, if you see somebody that's giving a talk and they're feeling very, very uncomfortable in a public arena, they tend to shuffle around a lot. Whereas somebody who's cool, calm and collected, they'll have their feet firmly planted on the ground. Again, think of all that language. The reason I mention a lot of this is because, and I wonder, I'm just going to double check Pisces body part, because I have it. Yes, perfect, great. Okay, I knew I was mentioning it for some reason. So in astrology, the feet and the lymphatic system are associated with the sign of Pisces. So I'm glad I'm onto something. Therefore, the question to be asking yourself is, where are you planting your feet? What are you doing to cultivate this sense of stability and security? And it's not necessarily anything you're doing wrong. It may be just the collective energies, but I'm saying this so that you can combat, so you can balance out this sense of unsureness and, oh, I don't quite know where I'm going, where I'm headed. The fact that you have that Knight of Pentacles opening your reading is great, because it shows that you're perfectly capable of doing it. You're perfectly able to keep your feet planted firmly on the ground. But that is where you're meant to. Don't, please, 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 don't do anything this week that is going to exacerbate a certain nervousness, is going to exacerbate you feeling a little unsure-footed. It's going to make you feel a little bit here, there, and everywhere, because that's only going to be a recipe for disaster. If there are things that can be delayed, whether that's decisions or whatever is going to ramp up that sense of anxiety, I would say a delay tactic is probably very helpful. Because you have these so many pentacles in reverse, it's not necessarily a time for financial risk. Do watch your spending, not only this week, but across the board anyhow. The Knight of Pentacles is something that I refer to as the mortgage card. So it's not sexy, it's not terribly exciting, but it is sensible. There is a call for you in all areas of life to be quite sensible, to not jump the gun, not to stretch yourself unnecessarily, both energetically but within your resources too, which is in part reaffirming and re-stressing this idea of needing to stay very grounded and very centered, and look at all the things that will help you do that. Within work, there may be certain challenges arising. There may be some small disagreements, or in part you feeling at worse, you feeling like you're not doing a very good job. Sorry to say, you questioning your skill set, you're questioning your ability to work with others or get things off the ground. This doesn't feel like a reality. I don't feel that you need to change tact or change direction in any way, but these slight anxieties starting to rear their heads, which unsurprisingly can be circumnavigated by keeping grounded, keeping your feet firmly on the ground. How do you do that? Well, one of the simple ways is just to ask yourself, well, what gives me a sense of security? And I would slightly guard against the answer to that being finances. That may just be routine. That may be connecting with the health, things like exercise, but whatever's going to bring you back to center. Breath work, meditation, spending time going for a walk, whatever it might be, but what is going to allow you not to get kind of too caught up in your head or feeling that things are out of your control, because that is what is likely to exacerbate this week. For more detail, for more clarification, check out your rising sign and your moon sign. I'd also encourage that you go and look at last week's video too, because there's going to be some insights and some guidance around that for sure. But until next time, let me know if the reading resonates, and if so, in what part. Let me know in the comments below. But until next time, have a great week.